Hold one. Arm drag.
All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, welcome back again. Episode 4, Ted, is that right? Is this episode 4?
Yeah, that sounds 4, 5, something like that.
I can't remember anything anymore. This is AEW All Out 2019, and I wanted to do something different. The last few times we've done these pay-per-views, we've kind of been like, what do you think about the pay-per-view? I don't think we're going to do that today. I think we're going to go from Uncle Dave and see what Uncle Dave thought about the pay-per-view, and then we can talk about if we think he's wrong or right, or we can talk about the matches that we liked, the spots that we liked, in particular, one match that I loved, but it's because it's right up my alley. So let's see what Uncle Dave had to say. So, God, where did it go? I had it sitting here. Okay, there we go. So Dave says that he reviewed it as great. He said the atmosphere was tremendous. He said there's a feeling of history about this show without stripped all in and double or nothing. He thinks this is the best pay-per-view they've done yet to par. And I don't necessarily not agree. Like they're finally getting into the mode where the last couple have been TV pay-per-views essentially. They haven't been, but they're pretty well TV pay-per-views. This is where we're really hitting stride of some good wrestling matches. So he loved the Young Bucks match. He thinks that's the best tag team match in history. He said maybe ever is what he said. The best tag team match ever made. He gave it 5 stars. So 5.25 stars. I'm very sorry. He gave Pac and Omega 4.25 stars and thought that it was banging as well. He did not like the rest of the pay-per-view. He thought that they should have moved the stuff around a bit to put Jericho and Page earlier in the show and put the tag match at the end. He thought that it was too much jumping, then to go back to a match where you do a lot of wrestle holds. I don't again disagree, but also I don't agree either.
Well, here's the thing. It was going to be hard to follow that match. It was sort of like when The Rock and Hogan, you wasn't going to be able to follow it. Okay.
Right.
But this is your pay-per-view for your World Heavyweight Championship to crown the first one.
Yeah.
That has to be the main event.
It has to be the main event. You're exactly right. You can't put it.
The tag match wasn't even for the AEW tag titles, which haven't been introduced yet. It was for the AAA tag titles. I mean, maybe make it the opener of the whole show. Right. Just let it start at the beginning, and everything after that just has to follow. And that, but at least I do agree it shouldn't have went on right before the main event. But with the title and what you're going to establish for your company, you have to have Jericho Hangman as your main event.
That's kind of the problem with Uncle Dave, if we're going to be honest, though, is he always thinks with his heart. He never thinks logically. Like, it's always star ratings based on what he likes. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I really love this match. Why couldn't it main event? Because it doesn't make sense for it to main event. There's Ted with reason again. We love how reasonable you are, Ted.
Oh, well,
think everything with logic. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I do agree that was a phenomenal tag team wrestling match. Best tag team wrestling match ever?
No.
No. No.
Would I rank it up there with the TLC ladder matches of the Hardys and Edge and Christian? Yes, I would.
Because but I also think that if we're going to talk about, I think if we're going to talk about your best tag team matches, I don't think it's going to be most of the time high-flying guys. Am I wrong to say that about you?
No.
I would assume, considering I know your favorite tag team ever is the Brainbusters, so you're not.
Whoa, no. Arn and Tully, okay?
Aren't they the same thing?
Brainbusters is a WWF trademark logo, okay? They're Arn and Tully, okay?
Okay. Well, for technical things, I think that's fine. All right, I'll give you that one. I don't want to get in any licensing trouble here. I don't want to be sued by Tully or Arn.
I just don't acknowledge WWF trademarks.
Yeah, I get it for sure. I love that we're talking about them right now organically, and they end up in this pay-per-view. Like that makes me so
Yes,
happy. Like
yes,
that's such
yes.
a phenomenal segue. Honestly, let's go out of order. Let's talk about that. This is the first appearance of Arn in AEW, correct?
Yes, he'd gotten hired to work backstage. He'd been let go at WWE earlier that year, and it wasn't a good breakup. And he came on, was working behind the scenes, and then he pops out. We'd already seen Tully with Sean Spears, and I mean Tully was just doing that old school, slipping him the belt,
Hmm.
and during the rest distraction, using the stuff, jawing with MJF. I mean, Tully's so good. And then, Arn just comes out, and then us old school guys are thinking Arn's going to help Tully. Arn's going to help Tully.
If
Four
this was the
horsemen
80s,
are going to
if
beat down Dusty's little kid again. That's what I'm thinking. And then you're helping him. Oh man.
better booking if they do beat down Cody Rhodes, for sure.
Yeah.
Better booking for sure. I would have loved it so much more. Um, what an addition though they were while they were in AEW. Like, you're right. Tully is so darn good at being the bad guy. He's so darn good.
He's
And
so
I wish
underrated. I mean, he's so underrated, and people forget about Tully. And that's the thing, because his promos were spot on. People used to boo him, and he knew how to draw heat, and he was just so good. And
in a time where short guys couldn't get over too.
yes, yes.
So that's the craziest thing about it is it's a time where theoretically that just doesn't work, and somehow he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's just awesome the way he is. I think we got some technical difficulty there, guys. Looks like Taylor has left the building for a little bit.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate.
Can you hear me?
Voice that has the knowledge
I can't hear you.
to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying.
Hello, 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 hello.
Can you hear you now?
Okay, all right. Yeah, it was my phone. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Cut it out. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to see so much Arn in the next few weeks, and I hope it's going to be as great as I think it is, because it's nice to have old Grandpappy around once in a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. But to me, that great match with them too. But to me, the surprise with Arn coming out, the interference with Tully. But to me, the biggest point of that whole match was after the match was over.
Tell me about what you thought. Yeah.
When MJF has the chair that Sean Spears had brought in, and Cody's won, and he picks it up, and he just sort of does that little glance at Cody. The seeds have been sown.
Yep.
Because, MJF has been cutting all these heel promos, but yet he's Cody's best friend, and he's going to be out there with him. So, the turn will be great when it happens.
I can't wait, dude. It's something that I've been looking forward to because we all know how bad he is and like how bad of a guy he is. And it has been confusing me, like how we're going to set this guy up, and this is it. Here we are.
But, MJF, he's come a long way. But the only problem is after 6 years in AEW, Bret Hart still doesn't know who he is.
They've interacted so much. Maybe he just forgot, dude. Old people just forget.
I'm wondering if every now and then that Goldberg kick still has rattled him and he's forgetting some stuff.
Did you see what Mercedes tweeted at him today?
No.
She said, "Please just be nice to me, Unc, okay? Everybody else is fine. Just be nice to me." And she tagged him in it. She's wonderful, dude. It's wonderful. All right, we got to get to this next match. We're going all out of order, but that's fine. So we could talk about Pac, we could talk about Kenny, we could talk about the tag match, but to be honest, everybody's just here to hear about the Cracker Barrel match. So I want to spend the next few minutes I don't even care about anything else in this pay-per-view. Like it was full of great matches, but to be honest, I want so badly, like how you could transport to anywhere in the world. I want to
Yeah,
be in the room when a Cracker Barrel CEO sees what their branding is used for.
right.
Thumbtacks in the cup, cornbreads to the face, barrels with
Yeah,
your logo on it. This is
yeah,
wrestling, dude. We're finally
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Complete and
And
utter
see,
magic.
that was a missed opportunity because all the things at the beginning where they were talking about the Young Bucks and AEW was just a T-shirt company because Young Bucks, Bullet Club, they had T-shirts and Hot Topic and stuff. People forget in the little store section of Cracker Barrel, they sell some clothing items.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where the Young Bucks T-shirt should have been, and Darby should have been over there in the clothing section of Cracker Barrel.
They should have had the match in a damn Cracker Barrel.
And what the other thing, the little triangles with the golf tee pegs in them that you can play
Yeah.
the game.
Oh yeah.
Why didn't somebody bring out a barrel of them and throw them on the ground and
I
body
love it.
slam them instead of
I love it.
thumbtack?
I did a little bit of research because we talked about it last week, and I don't know that I've ever had their cornbread. So I went to Cracker Barrel last week and got cornbread just so I could try it, just so I could see. I know what it looks like when it gets slapped across someone's face, but I've never
Yeah,
had it in my mouth. So I went ahead and tried some of that cornbread.
yeah.
Ah,
And
little,
the crazy part is Jimmy Havoc wins the match, right?
yeah, yeah.
And the last time I was at Cracker Barrel, I think he was my waiter.
What a great joke, dude. They all do. I've met so many Cracker Barrel waiters that look like Jimmy Havoc. Why do they hire so many Jimmy Havocs at Cracker Barrel?
Why do you think they were the one who pushed that he won? Probably they're like,
Yeah.
okay, if we're gonna sponsor this Havoc kid's got to win because he's got a great career in the restaurant business after it's over.
I love that they endorse the sadisticness of him immediately going for a staple gun. They're just like, this is what Cracker Barrel is living for.
Yeah, and you can probably
Staple
buy
gun.
some kind of staple. I don't know if you could get the industrial staple gun, but you could probably buy a small stapler out there in that little general store part.
How much are you having to get paid to take a staple to the back?
Not much.
I don't think I would either. I'm thinking probably like $20. I know that's not a lot, but I don't think it's gonna hurt that bad.
Oh, do you want me to tell you a staple that does hurt?
What's that?
So back in the day, when I first moved down here to North Carolina, everybody worked in the furniture factory, including me, upholstered. So you got a staple gun, it's got an air hose on it, air pressure.
Oh yeah.
And I put them through my fingernail and
Oh
they
my
come out
gosh.
the other side of my finger.
Oh. Yeah, we were fixing my door last week, and my dad had one of those, and I was like, "How bad would that hurt if you put that in my back?" And he's like, "This would go through you."
Yeah, those
It's
will hurt.
like
Those will
you
hurt.
don't want to do that. You don't want to put that one through your back. You might want to
Yeah,
use the hand one if you're gonna go do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So just a PSA for all you kids out there: don't use an air pressure staple gun to staple yourself.
No, no,
Make
no.
sure that you use a clicker staple gun, a hand staple gun,
Yeah,
like Jimmy Havoc. You don't want to do anything else like Jimmy Havoc has done in his life, but you should use a staple gun the same way he does.
yeah.
So, all right, let's get to Kenny and Pac. Great technical match. Great finish. What can you say? Like, I think the rating is fair of 4.25. They really, and in the middle of the card too. Like, they didn't. It's not like this was like even towards the back end. This was the very middle of the card to have a technical ass brawl match. And man, dude, Kenny never fails. Like, I don't know that Kenny's ever had a bad match in his life.
Well, the thing about to me, he was supposed to wrestle Mox. Mox was sick, and Pac just steps in. It gets to showcase him, and he goes over. And Kenny's still on this losing streak that they've set up with him, and I think that's pretty good because especially him being one of the EVPs, and they announced all this stuff. Everybody thought he was just going to go from New Japan, come in and be in the main event, but he's doing this story arc, and I sort of like it.
Yeah, for sure. And again, being able to put over people like Pac, who, I mean, people know who he is from NXT, but he doesn't have the name value that Kenny does at this point. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think something really special about getting to see both of these guys in their prime too. It's kind of the same as last week. We got, what was it? Kip Sabian and I don't remember
Hangman.
who he wrestled. Hangman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to get at one of these matches, the pay-per-view, where they just show you what they can do. And I honestly didn't even know Mox was sick. Did they say that on the broadcast?
Yeah, he had MRSA.
Oof. Ah. How do you get that? From taking too much blade jobs to the forehead?
I don't know, but I think they said he had MRSA.
That's nasty work. Keep him
Yeah.
away from me. That's the last thing I want. Have you ever had MRSA?
No.
Yeah, no thanks, man. That's a thing that I just think I might just die instead. Yeah, I don't know. And then obviously we're going to talk a little bit about this tag match. Did we already talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, I want to talk about the other tag match. Again, SCU's getting his push.
They're getting every week. I'm like realizing that what I said last week was stupid and dumb. They're so damn good.
They
I'm an
are,
idiot.
but to me, do you know what my biggest takeaway from the match was?
What's that?
6 years later, Luchasaurus is still over as he was the first
Yeah,
year. Everybody
yeah.
loves Luchasaurus.
They both have really changed their styles too a lot. Like it doesn't feel like Jurassic Express or whatever they're called now is the same animal at all. Like they both really changed. A lot of wrestlers have changed their style in the company, but especially them. Like they don't look like the same team at all. It's faster. It's a lot more flippy stuff. They've really like kind of like slowed the style down. I love it. I especially love it for Jack Perry. I like
Yeah.
Jack Perry so much more than I used to like him because I don't
No,
I don't enjoy that shit very much. Like to me, that's not my kind of thing. But I do love the fact that they're finding people every week, and SCU is finding people every week that they can kind of party with almost, like have fun with and do stuff that's gets the crowd going. Which again, last week I was ignorant and stupid, and I should have never said anything bad about them because they're crushing it, dude, week after week. So I mean, this is two bangers in a row. Last time they got Lucha Brothers, right?
yeah.
So, I mean, two in a row, man. You can't go wrong. It sucks that they didn't have the tag match of the night, but what are you going to do?
Right.
You can't go against the 5-star match. Listen to Dave. He tells you straight up 5.25.
What did he say about Riho and Sheeta?
But thought positively of it. I kind of felt the same way. Like and I'm going to be in the minority here, but I'm by no means a huge Sheeta fan. Like I don't really love her style of wrestling, and I know people are going to shit all over me for that. This is faster and funner and fresher. I just think maybe like I just caught her in the middle, and it kind of always was not my thing. But
Right.
this Sheeta is fun, dude. This is a fun Sheeta.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because she's wrestling the most whimsical person that's ever lived in Rio. I don't know. So
Well, and again, it sets up this David versus Goliath with Riho and Nyla Rose for the women's belt that's going to come. And, just to look at it, you'd think Riho doesn't have a chance.
also like I think that's one of the matches, like especially when I started watching AEW, that people would really tell me to watch too.
Yeah.
So I'm really
Yeah.
excited to get a rewatch on that. I've seen it before, but I remember being really, really enthralled by that match. I think that's a great early women's match for AEW.
Yeah. And can we
Something that,
shout out Riho and Alex Windsor for
oh
matching
yeah,
their gear and Riho wearing something different?
yeah, for sure, for sure. I think I talked to somebody about that this week. They were like, I don't love princess thing, and I was like, well, you watch this week then, because we're switching it up.
Yeah, yeah.
We're switching it up. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they have a lot of talent in the tag division, and it's crazy because FTR hasn't even arrived yet, and we're cruising. We're cruising so hard. We have so much good tag teams running right now. It's awesome.
And see, the other thing is you really haven't gotten to see Private Party except on the pre-show.
Right.
And they were, I mean, I don't know what it was, but when you watch the first, those first couple of years, and then it was like they were right up there. And then I don't know, I'm not saying they declined, but maybe everybody else just went better and they just didn't
Yeah.
really progress like they should, But,
Also, in their defense, I mean, you have the Lucha Brothers, who are all world wrestlers in two other companies already.
oh,
Right?
yeah.
You have the Young Bucks, who have been in four different companies at this point and have been
Probably.
pretty good in three of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all of these guys have a ton of experience.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the hours that they have put into a wrestling ring are just insane at this point. Like, there's a reason why the Young Bucks are so good. It's not because they're like, and they're smart dudes, don't get me wrong. It's not because they're the most brilliant guys in the room. It's because they work and have worked so much. It's just an incredible amount of, like, we talked about Harley Cameron only having 60 matches last year or
Yeah.
something total. I don't know
Yeah.
what they have, but I would bet it's upwards of 3,000 matches at this point, right?
Who's your favorite Harley? Harley Cameron or Harley Race?
Harley Cameron. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it in Indianapolis. I'll do it. I'll say it. That's
You
fine.
say it. You make a sign that says Harley Cameron is greater than Harley Race.
Here's the thing. I'm going to, and I'll take it to AEW with me. I would love to see Harley Race use a puppet. That's my dream. My dream is for Harley Race to cut a promo using a puppet of like Killer Kowalski or something.
But see, with Harley Race, he's one of them guys that he probably would actually shove his arm up somebody's rear end and make them a puppet.
I don't like that. I don't like a human puppet as much as I like a regular puppet. It kind of freaks me out a little bit, if I'm being honest. This doesn't feel super comfortable. That does feel like what he would do, though.
Yes, yeah.
Man. All right. On to the main. Jericho and gosh, I'm blanking. Who did he wrestle?
Hangman.
Gosh, Jericho and Hangman.
Yes.
All right. What do you think? I mean, he's not wrong. It's a traditional wrestling match. It's more
Right.
on the mat, which I love. Jericho all day. Top 5 dead or alive. I think I'm going to put Jericho on my Mount Rushmore. I'll go ahead and do it. I don't know if that's new news, but yeah, he's going. There's nobody better that's at character work than Jericho. Jericho's the best character worker in wrestling history.
Yeah, and what do you want me to say?
I don't know. Agree with me because I'm right.
You want to argue with you? You want? I mean, it's. I mean, again, it's one of them. It's their first champion. They've just announced the contract. They're going to be going live on TNT. They got the Dynamite show. They need somebody to bring eyeballs over, somebody with an established name. So, yeah, Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's the guy. Jericho's the guy. I mean, I don't know. Hangman looks. I didn't realize that Hangman was getting these chances so early. He's really been a through line in AEW. It's crazy.
That's why the narrative has been he's the main character. During the opening press conference, he basically come out and said that he was going to be the first champion. And that's the thing. His whole chase, the first 2 or 3 years before he finally won the belt from Kenny, that was what the whole thing was about. Then you have the Punk thing, and then the chase again to beat Moxley, and you know, I mean, it's one of those things where he has been one of the main, if not the main character, as far as watching his progression through this whole thing.
You're not wrong, dude. And man, has he grown. Man, has
Oh
he
yeah,
grown. So, I mean, I would say, as far as this goes, like this is a much better pay-per-view than the last 2 weeks, though. Like they really are improving on making this stuff fit the way it should go. Like where there's some matches, I mean, we're still trying to figure out characters and get things set up. You know, we have Best Friends and Dark Order on this pay-per-view, which didn't really do a lot for me. You know what I mean?
no,
But
Dark Order. Like I told you before, Dark Order is going to suck until Brody Lee comes.
which I mean, it makes sense. And honestly, Best Friends gets so much better too, you know, as time goes
Oh
on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're in the very beginning stages of a lot of things. And we also had that women's battle royal too. So which we didn't talk about at
And
all, but
and then you know, don't forget, even at the end of the ladder match, you get the surprise of Santana and Ortiz showing up.
right, right. So yeah, so there's lots of shit happening here and lots of surprises and shit. And I think as far as we're gonna go, I mean, last week I think I gave it a C or a D. I didn't love that pay-per-view. This one's a striking B, dude. This is a much better week.
Yeah. Well, as I told you, the expectations. The last two were basically like TV pay-per-views, like you said.
Right.
They're window dressing, they're table setting, they're trying to set everything up, and you know, then as now the TV deal comes, we're going to get the um, you know, start getting the actual TV stuff. And then as the TV goes along, you'll still have Fighter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, you know, some of these special ones that'll feel like, you know, winter is coming. When we get to that first winter is coming, that's going to be a great one. You
So
know, things like that. Just like, you know, we had Blood and Guts 2 weeks ago, you know, which, you know, I was fortunate enough to get to go and actually posted a live stream and, couple of shorts on there from live on Ted's Takes on Wrestling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. You can check those out. You
I knew
know.
I knew you were gonna get one plug in before this was over. So